UTEM. So I'm very, very honored, you know, to actually to be with them today. All right, so all right, friends, again, yeah, my name is just, you can call me Muliati. All right, so today, it's just like I'm going to share with you, or like it's a sharing session, related to a very intense topic, like for this era. It's about artificial intelligence, or what we call AI, the utilization of AI in teaching and learning. All right, so like what been mentioned by our friend just now, Dr. Arjuna, my background, I'm in teaching and learning background. I'm teaching English, and at the same time I'm dealing with educational technology as, and then also I'm having a lot, not a lot, a few actually, I would say, consultancy with the Melaka government, okay, government, and then also with school, okay, because I used to be a teacher. All right, so on how we can actually improve our teaching and learning with the utilization of technology, or if I may actually focus is more on ubiquitous technology. So before I start, maybe I can just explain a bit what is ubiquitous technology. So ubiquitous technology actually is the technology everywhere. We can find it everywhere. Actually, it's at our disposal, or if I may say, it's at our student disposal. So like now, we can have, the student, they will have their smartphone, their laptops, their tablet, and now they have a very good smartwatch. So that is ubiquitous technology. And then when we talk about the ubiquity, this technology can be used everywhere, anywhere, at any time. Okay, but with the helps of internet connectivity. All right, so that is actually is the meaning of ubiquitous technology. And I believe that for the engineering side, maybe they have another definition for it. But for educational technologies, I think that's how we define ubiquitous technology. Okay, now let's go for this topic about the utilization of AI. Okay, I'm going to share about the convenience, and I will say the benefit and its drawbacks. Okay, what are the benefit and the drawbacks of using AI in this era? Okay, right, let me just go to the next slide. All right, so this is me, right? You can see this is a picture of me 10 years back. 10 years back, I believe, yeah, you can see, all right? So okay, so I'm from University Technical Malaysia, Melaka. I used to be a teacher, and then now you can see that from the slide, in terms of academic leadership, now I am the Deputy Director at the Center for Teaching and Learning, or we have been rebranded as the Center for Academic Excellence in Scholarship. So again, this center actually is more on how the university or the center actually helps the educators in UTEM to enhance their pedagogical content, their pedagogical knowledge. Okay. All right. So I have been the deputy director for almost like 10 years. Okay. And that is me. All right. Okay. So maybe I can just actually proceed. Hold on. I want to do something with the slide. All right. Okay. All right. So here, this will be the content that I will discuss for today's session. Okay, the first one is about the role of the role of AI, artificial intelligence in education, which is actually more on utilization for teachers, or I will say for the lecturers or educators, for teaching, and for the student is for their learning purposes. And the second one, the benefit. Okay, the benefit of this AI for the student engagement, for the teachers, for the lecturers, and so on, so forth. And then wherever we are talking about the benefit, of course, there should be a challenges. Okay, and also the drawback of learning, of having AI in our learning or our teaching and learning process. Okay, and the next one, how we are going to go about it, what is the future direction and the best practices that we as an educator and as a student can actually, look for. All right. Okay. For the next one. Okay. All right. It's about the role of AI in education. All right. So for your information, everyone, professors, doctors, and friends, this presentation is made using AI also. I purposely actually use it, okay, using Pop AI. Even all the pictures here, the ones you can see in front of you, are actually being generated from AI tools. Okay. However, we have to bear in mind, although what did I do actually? So I just actually click all the prompts and all the information in Pop AI, blah, 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 and I just click enter. So they will actually come up with a lot, abundant of, I would say, information. But we as an educator, we should actually, I would say, like paraphrase, or maybe we have to adapt and adopt to that particular, towards a certain slide. We can't actually simply take all and just present it to our student. All right, so that is one. Okay, here. Okay, now the transformative role of AI in education. Okay, so before we go, maybe I can give you the overview of technology or AI technology in education. So the key word here, okay, is including a range of tools, including the intelligent tutoring system, learning platform, and grading system. So you can see that there are three: tutoring, learning, and automated grading system. So when we have three, actually, we present these three elements, or these three, I would say, ways or step before we actually conduct any teaching and learning process. We as an educators, and maybe as a student also, these are the main three stages that we have to follow. The first one, the preparation. Before we conduct or before we go to any classes, of course we have to prepare. And whatever is come to preparation, we have no choice. I will say here today at this year 2024, we have no choice. We have to actually use technology. It can be our PowerPoint slide, it can be our Canva, it can be our ChatGPT. Okay, so we have to prepare the lesson in order to actually engage our student later. All right, then once we have prepared, or maybe during the preparation, we must make sure all the information I would say, are valid, are legit. All right, so we have to cross check also with our, maybe from the other, from the notes, from the books, or maybe from our textbook, or maybe from other website. Okay, so it took times, everybody, when it's come to prepare, for a lecture, it took time. Okay, it's not an easy task to do. Okay, so that is one. And the next step will be on delivering. When we come to deliver, I believe that during Mr. Sugu's time, wherever actually he sat in his classroom, most of the teachers, I would say, Mr. Sugu during that time, even during my time, if I may say, most of all my teachers, I would say, my teachers, they only bring chalk, kapo. Okay, and this duster, actually, a very heavy duster, and I still remember it's been thrown to me by one of my teacher. Muliati, what are you doing? I was like, oh, okay. So there's no actually technology during that time. But now, if we actually try to adapt to that culture or to that traditional method, no way. The student won't be very happy. So during delivery method, we still have used technology. We use PowerPoint slide. Okay, we use our laptop, and even sometimes we tell the student, okay, now everybody, you can actually look at your PC, or maybe your handphones. I would say your smartphone. I already posted the slide in our WhatsApp group again. Okay, all right. So and then the last one, after we have delivered all the information or we're sharing all the ideas, and then during that time, there will be a collaborative activity with the student and so on. And then we have to evaluate. We have no choice. And then when it's come to evaluate, most of us nowadays, we use Google Form, we use Team Form and everything. All right. So why are we having this? Because this is what actually it's for, to provide a student a good learning experience, and then at the same time to gain feedback, and most importantly to tailor to the individual student needs. The keyword here is individual student need, because we have to know, and I think everyone knows about VARK, visual, auditory, reading, and also kinesthetic. When it's come to I would say TVET student, or I would say engineering student, they are more to kinesthetic. When it's come to social science student, they are more on visionary or maybe auditory. So each of our students, they need different, I would say, approach from the lecturers. So that's why we use technology. And even we have this, like our markers, we actually scribble on the board. So that will actually help the student, because we need to cater their individual needs. Okay, now AI. Will AI able to do that? Okay, before that, okay, let me just go for this second overview. Okay, the data-driven decision making. So AI in educational setting will help us, or everybody, teachers and also students, enhance their decision making. All right, because we have to decide. Are we going to use, for example, like today? Am I going to use PPT or Canva? Tak apalah, I guna Canva or I guna PPT, something like that. And also allowing educators to analyze student performance. Okay, so here, and also to engage the metric. This is because at the end of the day, again, is to cater the diverse learning of the student. All right, their learning style. Okay, so of course there are concerns and challenges. Okay, so whenever we are using everything, technology, ubiquitous technology, AI, there is a price that we have to pay for. Of course, there is a price that we have to pay for. Privacy, bias, maybe there's no actually, I would say, interaction between the teachers and the student, and a lot. Don't worry, I will share with you afterwards. Okay, so how here, the next one, how the AI able to enhance our digital literacy and critical thinking? Okay, the word digital literacy is not really similar to, I would say, digital competency. Competency is more like, okay, you are competent. Muliati, can you do this? Can you switch on, blah, blah, can you do? Okay, that's it. But when it's come to literacy, it's more deeper. Okay, it's about what actually? Okay, so digital literacy development is very important, okay, because it's empower. The keyword is empower. We want to empower ourselves and our students to navigate, to evaluate, and utilize digital information. So the keyword empower meaning that I give you 100%. I give you all 100%. I believe in you 100%. But at the same time, we must empower them. We must check on them. Checking on them. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Are you doing that? Something like that. Okay, then they have to navigate. Okay, in order to navigate. Navigate is not just like you navigate. No. Actually, you have to cross-check. You have to actually, that's why, if I may say that now, most of us, including myself and my student, they will actually have a lot of tab in their laptop. Banyak sangat tab kat atas. I'm not sure. Here they have Google, sometimes they have Yahoo, a lot of information. All right, so because they have to navigate, and from that, they have to evaluate. All right, and then they have to utilize digital information. All right, so from that, it will be able to foster them in understanding the tools, okay? And this will help them to shape their learning environment, okay? All right, the second one, critical thinking. All right, so it's very crucial to students to analyze the implication of AI technology. Okay, the implication. When we talk about implication, it can be positive, it can be negative. That's why it's more about biasness, it's about connectivity, it's a lot. All right, that's it. The next one I can just get. Okay, so this is the role of ourselves, I mean educator. So again, wherever, even we are using AI, but we have to make sure that we ask them to collaborate, or we ask the student to actually to sit together and do some collaborative activity, okay? Because we want them to actually to mingle around with their friends also. It's not only, look at the laptop and look for ChatGPT, not really. So our role, the educator's role, is to facilitate now, to educate, to curate, to moderate, all the thing lah. Semua yang kita kena buat. We have to do that actually. We cannot just simply empower them. Okay, now I give you 20 minutes, then we can just like look at that. We just actually simply, look at our phone. No. We have to help them. We have to assist them also. All right, so here the next one. Okay, let me just see. All right. Okay, the next one is about adaptive learning technology. So leverage adaptive learning technology can analyze individual to tailor educational content, pacing, and instructional strategy. Okay, how about real-time analytics? So we are talking about real-time analytics. Okay, it allows us as an educator to identify the student's strength and weakness in real time. Okay, for example, now we are using Padlet, for example. Okay, we ask the student to actually to write a paragraph of an essay. All right, so I cakap, okay, everybody, now I give you about 10 minutes, or maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes to write a paragraph on the essay related to the usefulness of blah, blah, blah. And the student wrote it and posted in our class Padlet. And then what we have to do as a teacher or as an educator, we have to actually really pay attention to their work. Look at their work, read, especially like myself. Okay, so look at their grammar terms and so on. And then we have to actually give a very constructive, I would say, advice or maybe feedback towards that. All right, and then from that we know, all right, this student, A student, actually is having problem with the grammar, okay, past tense, present tense, for example. Okay, but B student, he or she is okay. It's just that the construct or maybe the complexity or the structure of the sentence is not correct. Everybody, we have to know that whenever we use Padlet, okay, Padlet is a platform actually, is make the student anonymous. We do not know who posted this particular write-up. I'm not sure, is it Muliati, is it Juna, is it Mr. Sugu, is it Prof? I do not know. So meaning that here the student won't feel skeptical or embarrassed of what actually they have been written. So because we just actually appoint them as student A, student B. And this will actually make them happy. Because I would say, okay, this is from Muliati, blah, blah, blah. Muliati, you have to do this, and you have to do that. No, because it will make the student feel a bit down, actually. All right, okay, then challenges of personalization. Okay, the keyword is personalization. So whenever we use technology or AI, it's personalized. Okay, that's why I would say that another personalized in terms of technology, if I may share, if you actually look at your students, your male students' laptop, or they have this very like big one, and then when it's come to the keyboard, they have come up with the blue color lah, every color, it's so, I'm like, what is that for example? Juna, what is that? Why is it your laptop has this color, no ni color? Oh, this is for gaming. Oh, no wonder. I cakap, so that's personalized. And then when I go to Muliati laptop, say, Muliati, yours is more like girlish one. Got pink, got kitty cat, like kitty, that's me, ma'am, actually. That is how actually I personalize my technology or my tools, my learning tools. So here, when we talk about this, the challenges is actually the same thing happened to the use of technology. I mean, the use of AI. They want this AI to be personalized. So quite hard, you know. So for example, okay, I'm not sure, maybe I believe that all of you have been using ChatGPT. Okay, I myself, yeah, I have been using it since last year, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure, not last year, early this year, last year. So you can see that on our left side, there is a history of our command or our prompt. So that is what you can actually look for. So this is how you personalize. So if I try to actually to see all the keyword that I'm been using there. So most of the keyword actually is more on teaching and learning. Okay, the first one is about the use of technology, research methodology in education. So from there, we and all of us, we can know, oh, this is what not profess, like, it's something that we are into it. We are very keen to find. So I ask my student actually to look at their history and do some thematic, I would say. Thematic, tengok theme, what are the theme that are being useful the most. So one of my friends, one of the students say, Dr. Muliati, you know what? Mine is more on car. Cakap, car? Yeah. I asked the ChatGPT about the importance of Toyota, the importance of Proton, what make something they related to car. So what do you think? Yeah, maybe because she actually is more on automotive, so that's why actually. All right. Okay, so that's it. So maybe I can just read poses challenges such as ensuring equitable access. The word is equitable, equity, not equal, not equal, but equitable. Okay, addressing potential privacy concern related to data collection, maintaining the essential human element in education to support social and emotional development. All right, okay, the next one, the benefit. Okay, so this is another pictures that I generated from AI. So just now, it's more on Western culture. This is more Malaysian. So I just actually give a prompt, tick, 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 Malaysian. Then they come up with this. I cakap, oh, all Malay one lah. Wearing tudung, wearing songkok. It's more like Hari Raya. I cakap, I haven't key in any Hari Raya here, but this is what happened. When I say Malaysian contact, they come up with these pictures. All right. All right, so these are, maybe I think these pictures is more like, it's during Hari Raya, but the student are not happy to celebrate Hari Raya, but they are actually are more into like their technology instead of celebrating Raya. I'm not sure. Okay, so the benefit, what are the benefit? Okay, so the first one, there are 3 benefits. Actually, there are many benefits to come. So tailored educational experiences, okay, data analytic for targeted intervention, and that's for learning. And then for teachers, professional development for educators. Okay, all right. So here, tailors educational experience to individual student need, allowing for varied instructional method that accommodate diverse learning style. Again, it's all about learning style of the student. I'm not sure, Dr. Arjuna and Prof and the rest of us, why is it so important for us to cater for our student needs? What happened to us during our time, 1990, during 1978, like myself was born there, I was during that time. Why my lecturer or my teacher does say, okay, Muliati, what do you want actually in learning? Tak pernah pula my lecturer or my teacher ask me, Muliati, do you like this color? Do you want me to use a white chalk, black chalk, purple chalk? They never ask me that. Maybe I think during that time, maybe we are open to all. Maybe there's no technology. Okay, tak banyak halangan, alright? So, but now it's very important for us as an educator to actually to accommodate our student learning style. Okay, preferences. We have to ask them, hey, hello, are you okay with my outfit today? Are you okay in my using laptop? Do we have to ask them? The answer is kind of like yes. Paces, and because at the end of the day, we want to enhance the student engagement and achievement. I think this is because Most of our students now are digital native, not even digital native. They are Gen Z, millennial. I do not know what are the words that I want to call them. Okay, so by using this AI actually will help our student to actually to achieve, actually to satisfy their needs in learning. That is the word. We want them to satisfy with their learning environment. And we as a teachers, we as an educator now, we are the cook. Kita ni macam tukang masak pula. We have to actually cook something that they prefer. Okay. All right. So the next one. Okay, educator can identify specific learning gaps and strengths among students, enabling them to design targeted intervention and personalized learning pathway. Because at the end of the day, we want to foster a more inclusive classroom environment and promote equity in our educational outcome. Again, inclusive classroom. It means that when we talk about inclusivity, it's about us as a human, technology as a tool, the environment, the air conditioner, about the chairs, is it ergonomic ke tidak, something like that. We have to actually cater that. And the next one, the equity. The word equity actually is more like, okay, for example, actually I have the description of the word, but it's more about we are not providing the student the same, the food, the word is not the same food or the same thing. We have to cater that. Okay, Muliati, she love nasi lemak. Okay. Okay. And I know that everybody love nasi lemak, but it's very hard for me to bring nasi lemak, nasi kerabu, nasi kandar, kan, for each, in one classes. But what can I do? I will bring one nasi lemak, but I will ask Muliati, do you want nasi lemak with sambal? Yes, of course. I'm Melaka. I want more sambal. All right. Okay, then I will ask Dr. Junah, you want nasi lemak? Yes, ma'am. Can I have nasi lemak with less sambal? Okay, I will give you less sambal. And then maybe I will ask the other person, Mr. Sugu, do you want nasi lemak? Yes, I want nasi lemak with kacang, with bilis and everything. So meaning that the main ingredient is nasi lemak. But here I have to provide sambal also. I have to provide kacang, okay, ikan bilis, chowdhury and so on. But they will pick up themselves. It's more like a buffet. I put nasi lemak, each of you will get nasi lemak, but you go and you walk around the class. What do you want? You want this? Take. You want this? You don't want it? You don't take, something like that. So by having AI, I believe, or technology will help them, you know. Okay, so for educators, all right, for educators, of course, we have to actually learn a new approach, you know. And then for those who actually need some extra classes, some extra help, maybe we can go to our pusat computer, or I mean in PPPK, only your university, and ask them to help, or how we can actually integrate AI tools in our teaching and learning. All right. Okay, the next one. Right. Okay, here, personalized assistant. Okay, I cannot see what actually been written. Okay, all right. So AI-powered tutoring system provide personalized assistance to students by adapting to their learning style and paces again, offering tailored resource and feedback that enhance understanding, retention of material, and then at the end will help them to improve overall for their academic performance. Okay, 24/7 support. Oh yeah. Technology is always with us, at our disposal, we call it. It's 24/7, like 7-Eleven. Okay, so this tool can facilitate 24/7 access to educational support, allowing students to seek help outside traditional classroom hours, which is particularly benefit for those who may struggle with specific concept or require additional practice to master the subject. Okay, but with one condition, okay, with the help of internet connectivity. If you don't have the internet access at your particular university or at a particular hostel or maybe house, then it can't be 24/7. Okay, that's why now I would say the Wi-Fi or the internet connectivity is totally important. All right, what are the challenges? What is the challenges? Here the keyword is over-reliance on technology. Okay, so I even sometimes I try to reflect of what I have 3 sons. They're all boys, son of all boys lah. So whenever actually they woke up from their sleep, they will ask, Ibu, where is my phone? I'll say, why are you looking for your phone? No, I charge it here and it's not here anymore. I said, my goodness. So they're over reliant. So whenever we are watching movies, for example, like with myself, my husband and the kids, I really enjoy the movie in front of me, okay, because I'm really into Mel Gibson movie. I watch Braveheart most of the time, every week. I know I like, so I really enjoy it. But my kids, no, they just like scrolling. I say, what are you doing? Won't you be? Come lah, enjoy the movie. They love the movie also, but they say, never mind lah. So they're more like multitasking, Okay, and then when I asked them, what to do? Where to get these things? So they will say, okay, don't worry, I will Google for you. So over-reliance on technology. The over-reliance actually have two connotation. The first one for positive side should be no problem. But for the negative side is more like they play games a lot. They ignore you. I'm not sure, don't worry, I will discuss it later. Okay, which may hinder the development of critical thinking and problem solving because they are more into ChatGPT. Whenever I ask them, okay, my first son, okay, why don't you just write up a few article about ACCA and then I cakap, okay lah, never mind. So he will like simply go to his computers or laptop and he will like go to ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. Cakap, are you looking for the answer of ACCA in ChatGPT? Ya lah. Cakap, is it reliable lah? Reliable. I cakap, why is it reliable? ACCA kan is kind of like a hard subject. No, it's reliable. I'm quite afraid, I would say. I cakap, it's very intimidating. Then I said, why are you like relying on this ChatGPT instead of reading your textbook? And then what he did, the first one, he brought this ACCA book. I rasa dalam 3 kilo ke 4 kilo, I think it's very thick. So, are you going to ask me to read this ACCA, whatever financial report thingy from this particular book? I say, oh, okay, that is too thick. It's more like my Oxford dictionary. All right, so that's why. All right, okay, then necessitating a balanced approach that incorporates human interaction and guide. Okay, all right, so encourage creativity and problem solving. Okay, all right. Okay, so when we are talking about ChatGPT AI, this is the one teaching method that we can actually, okay, hold on. Okay, all right, so this is one, I would say, teaching strategies or teaching methodology that we can actually use in our classroom. It's called PBL, problem-based learning. It's very, very, I would say, popular. So in PBL, tak bergerak pula. Okay, in PBL, okay, there are 4 elements. Okay, the first one, the principle. So when we are going to actually have this PBL in our classroom, okay, there are 4, I would say, theory or learning theory, okay, involved. The first one, constructive learning theory, collaborative, and so on. Okay, all right. So meaning that whenever we are using PBL, okay, at the same time, we are going to integrate all these 4. Okay, constructive, collaborative, and so on. Okay, and then the method of analysis. Of course, they have fila table. Okay, I hope for those who know it, we call it fila table. Then we have mind mapping, concept mapping, and so on. And the best part about PBL is, okay, hold on. Okay, there are 7-step approach. Okay, the first one, the student have to explore the problem first, the context, the problem text or the problem context. And then from that, they will formulate the problem definition. Okay, after they have formulated, they know what actually happened and so on, they will analyze the problem. Okay, and then they reconstruct. The keyword is here, reconstruct. Okay, and then they will go for to formulate the learning goal, individual research study, and evaluate here. So with this, all the 7-step approach, okay, I believe that whenever we are using AI, it will be able to actually to help our student and in their learning. Okay, and then different formal principle, right? So here, when we are using PBL, there will, of course, there will be a tutor, a chairperson, secretary, observer, group members, and board writer. Why is it? Because here, this particular, I would say, character plays an important role in PBL, problem-based learning, because there should be someone who should act as a tutor. That they will teach. Okay, so this is a problem. The problem is number one. For example, there, according to the statistic in Melaka, okay, for example, this traffic light at this T junction, almost every day there will be an accident involving a car or bike or maybe car and cars. Due to, we are not sure why. So what happened? This is the problem. So, and then whenever they want to formulate the problem, they have to be there. So the student, they have to be in that particular junction, for example. So of course, there will be a chairperson who actually, or maybe the one, I'll see the group leader lah, the group leader will say, all right, so I will form a group members. Okay, then Muliati, you will be this, you will be, okay, Ali, you will be the second one, blah, blah, blah. And then I will delegate a work to you. Okay, so Muliati, Muliati and Ali, you have to be in that T junction at this hour and find out why is it there are always an accident happen during this time, 9 a.m. So there will be like an observer. So Muliati will be an observer, maybe Ali will be observer. Then we observe. Yelah, every 9 o'clock in the morning, there is a lot, there always an accident, always, or maybe that most of the time there will be an accident happen. Why? Oh, because they are rushing to work. There is a junction to UTEM, there are a junction to Aikro, and here is to Bukit Beruang, nak pergi MMU, and here to Bukit Katil, nak pergi sekolah Bukit Katil, and so on. So that is the problem. So what happened? Because they keep rushing. So here there will be an observer and so on. So this is actually how the problem-based learning is being conducted. So hope that by having this problem, okay, whenever they have the AI tools, okay, it will help the student actually to generate all the information to find or that can assist them and so on. Okay, now look at the next one. Okay, here we talk only about for learning or maybe theories. Constructive, collaborative, self-directed learning. Okay, but now I want to share one learning theory that's called as connectivism. Connectivism actually is a theory that proposes for a student, in order to learn effectively, learners should embrace the integration of thoughts, theories, and information into their learning. And this theory talks about the important roles of digital tools in modern education. So now previously when we talk about constructivists, okay, tak ada pun, they don't integrate technology. And same maybe as collaborative. For example, okay, the word collaborative, during my time when I was like in uni, collaborative is more like we collaborate among friends, but not with technology, with mahjong paper. With mahjong paper, with flip chart, so we move around the class. That is what we call collaborative. So this collaborative, constructive is not really like, it's suit, but it's not really into this era. Okay, this era. So the keyword or the learning theory that we can come up, that being coined is connectivism. The word is connectivism, come from the word connective or connect to each other. Okay, so the benefit of connectivism theory, the first one is collaboration. Again, by promoting active learning, connectivism encourage learners to work collaboratively. Here, learners can share and challenge each other perspective, leading to deeper understanding. So here, it's in the technology. even maybe we conduct, I would say, a learning using laptop there with 7 or maybe 6 of them. Okay, now Muliati, you talk about your first point, and then we go to Arjuna, we go to Mrs. Sugu, we go to Prof, and so on. So that is how we collaborate, we connect to each other online. And the next one, another thing is empowerment. Connectivity places learner at the center of learning process, allowing them to actively engage with and build upon the knowledge. This empower them by giving agency over their learning journey. So another thing is empower. So we have to empower our student. We have no choice. I myself, I have no choice. For example, I ask my student, okay, all right, girls and boys, you have to come out with one writing related to this topic, blah, 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 blah. And I already bear in mind, I go, oh my God, my student, they will use ChatGPT 100%. Yes. But I have to empower them. I cannot simply say, hey, hello, no ChatGPT, eh? You have to actually think. Think. Just actually go to any website. No. I cannot do that because ChatGPT is an in thing. Okay, we have to embrace the AI technology. So, and then we have to empower our students, but we have to actually encourage them. Okay, you have to, or maybe you may use ChatGPT, but make sure you cross-check the information. Okay, you cross-check. And for example, if you ask for references, sometimes the references given in ChatGPT is reliable, it's not correct. So you have to actually cross-check in Scopus, blah, 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 and so on. So we empower them. All right, and we believe in them. Okay, then the engagement, the use of modern technologies such as scenarios, social media, gamification, and simulation make learning more interactive and interesting. All right, so that's it. Okay, there's a lot of game and so on. Okay, everyone, are you okay? Okay. Dr. Juna, dia berada di tepi pantai. So, of course, you feel like so breezy. Okay. Alright, okay. The challenges and drawback of AI in learning. So, there is a lot of advantages and drawback. But I will say that these, the 10 are the most crucial, or maybe something that we have to look upon. The first one, bias. Okay, bias mean that maybe for those who have technology, or maybe who has actually internet connectivity, maybe this is about biasness. Okay, maybe, oh, that is one. And the other thing is maybe some people, like for example, okay, I ask my student, or maybe we ask our student to write an essay. Some students say, oh, I don't want to use ChatGPT. I want to try myself. But you have to believe me, those who use ChatGPT, or the one as compared to the one who did not, their work is totally different. How I see different? The ChatGPT look more flawless, and we have to embrace it, and we have to agree upon it. The one who use ChatGPT, their write-up is very flawless. When you read it, it's really touch your heart, and you know that this is not theirs. Okay, but when it's compared to those who didn't use ChatGPT, it's more like, yeah lah, macam tak sedap, something like that. But we have to agree, we have to be proud because this is actually their own writing. That is, I would say, biasness, okay? Because sometimes we are more into beauty instead of character. Okay, actually, we are more into beauty instead of character. All right, we are more, something that actually can, something that really look beauty for us, we consider it as the best. So this is kind of biasness. So it's happened to me as an educator, but I have to actually think properly due to it. Okay, data security and privacy, of course, this is for all the students also and ourselves. Sometimes when we use AI tools, we have to register our name, sometimes we use credit cards and so on. So you should be careful. Reduce human interaction, yes, sometimes, not sometimes, yeah, it's no human interaction because we simply ask the ChatGPT. Okay, we don't ask our teachers or our lecturers. We use, hi, good morning, ChatGPT, how are you? Then he will reply, or he or she, I'm not sure. He will say, hi, good morning, blah, blah, blah. Unemployment. So yeah, because we rely more on the robotic whatsoever. So That's all. Okay, so over technology, over independence, over say reliance, yes, we depends more on technology. So increased cost, yes. So for those university or maybe institution, because now they have to actually go for licensing, okay, and whatsoever. Okay, ethical issue, this is more to postgrad and also undergrad students. So especially for those who writing up their thesis, or maybe for like ourselves, or maybe for the student also, we come up with our article journal, and then there will be an ethical issue. We just actually simply use that idea from ChatGPT and put it in our write-up, and then we go to turn in blah 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 and so on. So technical difficulties, lack of personalization, a personalized feedback, and accessibility concern. All right, so these are the disadvantages. All right, here let's talk about integrity. This is something that we have to ponder. In my university, we are very worried about the global use. Wow, the word is global use. The use of this, I would say, chatbot lah, ChatGPT lah. Kita panggil chatbox, or you can panggil ChatGPT. The student simply actually can come out with their very good, how to say this, chapter 1, maybe chapter 2 of your thesis within 1 or 2 weeks, flawlessly, that's it. All right, so this is the integrity that we have to worry for. But again, we cannot do nothing. It's something that we have to embrace. If we don't use all this AI technology, we will be left behind. The use of this AI technology is more to actually to help us, to assist us. So we must use them intelligently. All right. Okay. So the first one, plagiarism lah. What else? Plagiarism. So when it comes to plagiarism, the rise of AI tools such as an essay generators, like myself, okay, and my student, oh my God, and automated content creation software possess significant risk to academic integrity by making it easier for students to submit work that is not their own. Dia kata this is more like macam dekat teknik jugalah, leading to increased instance of plagiarism and devaluation of original thought in academic setting. Quite hard also. Okay, macam mana nak buat ni? Alright. Okay, and then the next one. Okay, so this is about Turnitin. Okay. Turnitin actually is a base web plagiarism prevention system. It's another AI juga tau. So you just imagine we have 2 AI gaduh. We have ChatGPT and we have Turnitin. We use ChatGPT, blah, 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 to our information. Then we go to Turnitin. Turnitin is under AI, then they also fighting each other. So this is from ChatGPT. And Turnitin say, yes, this is from ChatGPT. And this ChatGPT say, hi, Turnitin, why are you like blah, blah, blah? We are both are AI. I say, oh, mak, conflict kat situ. So Turnitin is a base web plagiarism prevention system. Okay, the second one is a text matching software, which is designed to educate students regarding appropriate citation and referencing technique. Okay, this is more to their referencing and citation. But again, this is to empower students to do their best and their original work. It's not wrong, actually, when you have about 15% of plagiarism, is normal, okay? But again, when you have more than 30, or like maybe in UTEM is 25, you have to actually do some paraphrase, you have to do this and that. Here will actually still empower the student to do their best, their original work. It's not wrong. To have 15, I think should be okay. No problem, because here in UTEM, actually, we use about, the threshold is 25%. All right, so then, okay, then should be no problem. Okay, the next one, ensure original work from student and address even the most sophisticated potential misconduct. All right, so when we're talking about Turnitin, if it's related to similarity index, kita panggil SI. But now in Turnitin, they also have the AI index, artificial index something like AI index, okay, artificial intelligence index, meaning that instead of here, if you can see here, we have 43, we have 43%, okay, and then I think somewhere you will have like AI index. All right, meaning that here 43% meaning that it's more on citation and referencing lah. Meaning that Muliati, wherever she did her write-up, she didn't acknowledge Dr. Arjuna or whatever, so I have to do some citation. Okay, so this is according to Arjuna, blah, blah, blah. Okay, then that should be okay. And then when it's come to AI index, it's quite hard actually. Now they have that, but if I'm not mistaken, in turning in, when your AI index is less than 25 or 15, I think. They don't put the percentage there. It's just asterisk, something like that. Meaning that it's okay. It's okay lah. 20, less than 25, less than 15 should be no problem. Meaning that Muliati, she actually used a chat GPT to come up with this paragraph. Then should be okay. No problem, no problem. It's okay. But if it is more than 35%, then the student should do something. We as a teacher or we as an educator, as a lecturer, we cannot actually give mark to that particular, I would say, essay or to that particular work. We have to ask them to rephrase, paraphrase or something like that. All right. Okay, so that is about turning in. Okay, another risk is fake news, or I would say misinformation and research skill. Okay, so this is more to research also. Okay, the reliance of AI for research and information gathering can result in students accepting AI-generated content without critical evaluation. They don't say, say, okay, whatever lah, I just put in my write-up. Potentially perpetuating misinformation and undermining the development of essential research skills necessary for academic success and informed citizenship. Okay, make it something like this. I tried once. Try to look for the information in ChatGPT lah. Okay, in ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. Okay, please look for this information related to, I think it's something related to pedagogy. Yeah, about andragogy. Yes, andragogy. Yeah, actually with references, I would say. And then what happened, my Mr. ChatGPT, he helped me a lot. A lot. But when it's come to referencing, I cakap, macam salah aja lah. It's something wrong with the references thing. So I just actually highlight or copy the references and go to Scopus, and I click that. I say, oh yeah, totally it's wrong. It's not related to andragogy, but it's related to something gogi. Okay, but it's not andragogy. So we have to actually, cross-check. So this will actually give some misinformation, all right, related to the data that we want. All right, so the next one, about policy. Institutional policies and initiative. So whenever we are using AI, of course, the universities or the institution, maybe school, we have to come up with a policy or initiative. Again, in order to utilize this technology, I would say, with integrity. This technology should be used, it's already being used globally. We cannot stop our student, and we cannot stop myself. And even we cannot stop ourselves. I cannot stop myself. But with some good policy and procedure, it will help us to actually to mitigate this risk, okay, or the issue of integrity. Okay, so institution again must implement robust policies and educational initiative to address these risks, including promoting awareness of academic integrity, integrating AI literacy into curriculum. Yes, we can actually ask the student, yes, you can use in our lesson plan, for example. Yeah, you can use AI, everybody, but use it something, blah, blah, blah. And utilize technology to detect and prevent academic dishonesty, thereby fostering a culture of ethical scholarship. Yeah, that's normal. Again, we cannot stop this AI. Okay, we cannot actually, be left behind. No, we must embrace it, but with some, I would say, policy and initiative. Okay, all right. So here, okay, again, this is about reliance on digital technology. Okay, this all right, so it's the same thing, I think. Okay. So reliance on digital tool has transformed traditional learning environment, with students often depending on digital tools and resources for information, communication and collaboration, we can enhance learning, but also to diminish critical thinking and problem solving. So actually the key word here, if I may share, when we're talking about technology, yeah, it's over reliance or over dependency, but it's to enhance learning. Macam mana tu Dr. Arjuna, Prof and everybody? How can we stop our student, or how can we stop ourselves to actually to get the help from this AI? Because at the end of the day, it enhances our teaching. It enhances our learning. But we know that at the end of the day, if we are over dependent, something bad will happen. But at the end of the day, it enhances teaching. It's kind of like conflict over here. Tell me, I know. So how we are going to do about it? All right. Okay, the next one is learning experience. Disparities. Okay, so create disparities in learning experience as students with limited access to devices or reliable internet may struggle to keep up with their peers. Okay, but I'm not sure, but now I hope that it's now already 2024. So I will say that most of us now in Malaysia, we don't have the limit of accessibility, but still there is still a few. Tu nak cakap pun susah. You know, I cakap cannot, but I would say susah nak cakap. But I think, yeah, there's still actually a few cases, like small cases somewhere here, yang there's no reliable internet. So these particular students, they are still actually struggle to learn with the use of AI or with technology. So again, it's about equitable. All right. So balanced approach to learning. It's essential for educators to foster balanced approach that encourage students to engage with both digital and traditional learning method, promoting resilience and adaptability in increasingly technology-driven. All right, so I really love this word, actually, this sentence. And actually, I think this is very, very good when we use engage with both digital and traditional learning method. And as a teacher, I really believe in traditional method. I do not know why. I tried. I tried to actually to come to my class, to enter my class without bringing any laptop. Even, yeah, because actually it's there, the PC is already in the class. And so what can I do? I can just actually open my WhatsApp and just Google. But I tried that particular day to be a teacher during kononnya I imagine myself to be a teacher in 1980s. I only bring mahjong paper, marker pen, something like that. But it didn't work. It didn't work for the student. It worked for me, but for the student, they look like, what happened to Muliati today? Where is your slide, Muliati? Even one of my students raised up, Dr. Muliati, do you need any slide? Don't you have any slide? I cakap, no slide for today because I forgot to bring one. We can actually go to our learning LMS. We can actually go to our LMS and your slide is already there, kan, doctor? I will say, oh my goodness, you still need that particular slide. Can you just listen to me? And I will write whatever things on the whiteboard. They say, no, cannot. So it didn't work. It didn't work for the student. I tried. I said, okay lah, now go to our LMS. And then they're happy, blah, blah. I can just open it, project in front of my class and so on. But I cannot. Okay, cannot. So, no, it's something that we have to wonder. Okay, equity. This is about equity and access issue. So this is what I mean by equity. Equality, we give the same box to these three students. Okay, so this one student is actually in the orange one is quite tall actually. The height is quite good, so he can actually look for the footballer playing football next to the at the stadium. So he's okay. Then the girl's okay. He just paras-paras, he still can see. But when it comes to this special needs student, the same box given to him, but he can't. He can't actually utilize that box. So this is equality. So I said, then we as a teacher say, oh, I want to be equal to each and every one of you. I say, cannot. We cannot be equal nowadays. We have to be equity. So what happened? The tall boy, I mean this boy in orange, there's no box for him at all. Even say, ma'am, everyone got one box, I also one box, no box for you. Because you can see clearer. Even you can see very clear from the side of the stadium. No box for you. But I will give 2 boxes to Aminah, for example. Then, so Aminah can be like, see the games clear. But, and the boy say, no, because you can see that Aminah is even taller. No, but you still can see clear, right? Yes, that's it. Even, okay. And then for this special needs student, I have to create a path, a special path for him. Okay, kena ada track RAM macam tu, and then kena make sure there is a handle. So that is equity. And this is what we have to actually look for. And we have no choice, okay? All right, so equity again. Okay, so this is the same thing. I just, okay, all right. So the potential for misuse of AI tool. Ada potential pula ni. Misuse of AI technologies. Okay, again, it's about plagiarism, integrity, okay, and so on. Okay, then bypassing critical thinking. Okay, explore AI technology bypass critical thinking and problem solving, relying on AI generated solution instead of engaging deeply with the material, which can hinder their intellectual development and so on. Again, guideline for ethical issue to mitigate the potential for misuse. Educational institution must implement comprehensive guideline and foster a culture of ethical technology use, emphasizing on the importance of integrity and so on. All right, okay, and the last one will be about the future direction and best practices. So what we as an educators and a student, as the top dog of the university that we can do. Okay, what are the future direction and the best practices that we can actually plan for? Okay, so thoughtful approach to AI integration, especially in the curriculum. With ethical consideration, we have to ensure that students not only benefit from AI too, but also understand the implication of their use in educational context, okay, and so on. So again, maybe we can include in our lesson plan, all right, about the utilization of AI and how we are going to ask them. Because previously we only ask, we only teach a student to cite on, I would say, what's that? Article, journal, books, magazine, website, and so on. But it's timely now for us to teach the student how to cite as a reference lah, to cite the tools, AI tools as their reference. Okay, training and resources for educators is also important. We as an educator, we must equip ourselves with necessary training and resources, okay, in order to integrate or to incorporate AI in our teaching practices. Because at the end of the day, again, AI will enhance the teaching learning of our student. And at the end of the day, also, it will help us as an educator to go through all these steps, these 3 steps. Remember, preparation, delivery, and assessment or evaluation. It's helped us a lot. Okay? All right. Okay, so how we can prepare the student? Again, okay, by equip them with a digital literacy, okay, and so on. So again, to help them. Okay, emphasizing ethical consideration, foster a curriculum that emphasize ethical considerations surrounding AI, encourage our students to understand the implication of AI technology, including issues of bias, privacy, and the societal impact of automation, and so on. And then the last one about framework for competency. It should be the collaboration between the educators, industry professional, and policymakers. The educator cannot stand alone. Never say, oh, we are an educators. We are an academician. We are an academic. We should work together. Hello, sorry, cannot. We should work closely with industry professionals and policymakers to create a comprehensive framework that supports students in developing the competency needed in AI. Because at the end of the day, especially those who are teaching engineering student like myself, I'm in UTEM. Of course, I'm teaching engineering student. At the end of the day, they have to go to the industry. if I teach them this blah blah blah, the English, for example, like literature, Shakespeare on stage. Hey, hello, engineering student, they don't need Shakespeare on stage. They need technical report. Okay, they need this and so on. So it should align. Their need should align with the industry makers and in the industry and the policy makers. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so because at the end of the day, we want to ensure again about the equitable access to resource and opportunity to for all learners. Okay, all right. So what is the time now already, Dr. Juna?
Should be okay. Should be okay.
I tengok pukul berapa dah pun. Okay, example of AI tools. Okay, so there are a lot of example of AI tools. So maybe I can just actually share with you. Sekejap ya. Alright. So the one that is very in now is ChatGPT lah. Semua cakap ChatGPT. Okay, but now there are a lot. The first one is for research. Okay, when we talk about research, it's more on OpenAI. OpenAI is ChatGPT. Then we have Anthropic, okay, DeepMind. Then a lot. So, but all these actually is a paid one, except for OpenAI or ChatGPT. But it depends. If you go for 3.0, then should be okay. Okay, then when it comes to text, you have Jasper, you have Copy AI, now we have Pop AI, something like that. So all these are very useful AI tools, okay, in order for us to enhance our teaching and to enhance our student learning. Okay, then when it comes to video, we have Runaway, we have Hour One, and so on. Okay, then we have images, okay, color, diagram, DALL-E is actually more to Pop AI. And when it's come to coding or whatsoever, okay, we can actually go for it. Okay, documentation, we can go for Steno. Okay, then we have Enzyme for those who are more into web app builders and so on. Okay, when it's come to speech, okay, we have Podcast AI, we have Well Said and something like that. We have Kokoi also. Kokoi is more like kata, so it's a good one. Okay. All right. So these are the, okay, now, where is AI in our SDG? Sekarang everything now is more on SDG. Sekarang dah ada ESG kan, bukan sekarang dah ada dulu ESG. Okay, now where is AI in SDG? There are 17 SDG. Okay, we have no poverty, and then it goes up to the 17 partnership for the goals. Okay, now where is our AI actually in SDG? I would say it's more on 4, quality education. Whenever we use AI, actually it will improve the quality of our education because it's it's enhanced the equity actually. Okay, then it will make the student learn more, enhance teaching and learning. So that is more to quality education. It help the student. Again, as I mentioned to you before, just now, we cannot actually say no to all this AI because it helps us. And okay, let's go for number 1. Number 2, zero hunger, not really. Gender equality, not really. Clean water and sanitation, not really. Affordable and clean energy. Okay, number 8, decent work and economic growth. Yes, I would say. Whenever we actually use ChatGPT or maybe this AI, I would say it will help us to enhance our economic growth. Okay, and also decent word. The word is decent. Yeah, it's very decent, you know. Use ChatGPT, it's very decent. Use AI, it's very decent. Use it with integrity. I can see that this has all taken. This is been used, it's been developed, it's curated. Use for AI. Okay, we have to acknowledge, we have to embrace, we have to, you know, say it's the truth. Okay, and now number 9, I will say industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Yes. Okay, it's more on industry, innovation, and infrastructure. It's a very good innovation, this AI. Okay, reduce inequalities, can be, and so on. All right, so I think this is where AI in SDG, it's more on maybe 4, 8, and 9. All right. All right, so okay, here. Okay, just now we talk about the initiative, the policies, what has been done by universities or maybe by our KPT. Yeah, I said they did, already done it. KPT, okay, Kementerian Pendidikan Tinggi, JPT, already, produce or develop this garis panduan related to AI, which is considered as yang kita panggil dalam bahasa Melayu teknologi KBG. Saya dulu, during my time, the first time I see KBG, saya cakap KBG, cakap KGB. Orang cakap, KGB tu Russia, Muliati kau ni. Oh, ya, sorry, KBG. Confused, KGB kan KBG? KBG. Teknologi Kecerdasan Buatan Generatif dalam PMP di pendidikan tinggi ya. KPT already come up with a very constructive, I would say, garis panduan. And then followed by UTM. Okay, also UTM also come up with this garis panduan penggunaan KBG. Okay, and then followed by UMP, or now we call it as UMPSA. And now UTEM is going to come up with their own, it's another garis panduan related to the use of AI. Because, again, AI is very useful. We cannot say no to it. So by having this initiative, by having this policy, by this framework, it allows each and every one of us, warga university, all the university people, people in university, it can be the student, can be the lecturers, it can be the administrative staff, to use AI, okay, in order to enhance their work, okay, and in order to produce a very, I would say, lenient, very flawless work, but with some guidelines, okay, with some, it's similar to like Tenik just now. If we say that 25% is considered not, it's not considered as okay, where the student has to redo their work, we can come up with the same thing also in AI index. Maybe it's about maybe 30%, 35%, I'm not sure. But UTEM, they have come up with one. I will share with you, not now, but later, because it's just been endorsed and so on. All right, so these are the initiatives, which is, I think, is quite good, because it will help the rest of us to use it with integrity. All right, so I think that would be at the end of my sharing session. I lost count of the time. All right, let me just see. Oh, it's already 12. 3 minutes. That's why tadi Dr. Arjuna kata, okay, boleh lagi Muliati. 3 minutes. Right? So thank you so much, everybody. I hope we gain a lot. Whatever actually came to me is from Allah, and I think yang tak elok tu datangnya daripada diri saya sendiri. Alright, thank you so much, everyone. You have any question?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Muliati. So I think I can open floor to everybody, because I think I let everybody to, they can unmute themselves and ask any question.
Assalamualaikum, good morning, good afternoon lah, yeah. Muliati, and colleagues. So I think 2 or 3 days ago I was in our surau, for morning breakfast, yeah, after this sembahyang solat subuh tu, sema-sema dengan pakcik-pakcik, ya, at the surau tu. So they were asking me about this AI thingy, yeah, all this ChatGPT, yeah, orang kampung, orang biasa, so I was explaining to them about, the beauty of this ChatGPT, and one of the pakcik, yeah, come up with a very, I think, something very relevant to the talk today, yeah, about it. Are we coming up with a generation that are lazy to think, yeah? How this ChatGPT ni boleh menyebabkan, ya, led to the laziness in thinking, yeah. Nowadays it's easier for us, yeah, even to teach, yeah, go to simplify the, the concept, to simplify the, our thought and give it to the student. This is very, very handy tool to use. But on the other hand, this pakcik is right, yeah. So we tend to be lazy to think, yeah, to be creative, to be, yeah, to be to articulate on our own, yeah. So that is probably probably the greatest challenge that we need to face as educator. What's your opinion, Dr. Muliati?
Okay. Thank you, Prof. Itulah, Prof. When we talk about lazy, Allahu Akbar. So when we talk about lazy, I think maybe as a not as an educator lah. We have to, okay, maybe as a human, we have to define the word lazy tu macam mana. For me, when we call lazy, it's actually can be objective and subjective. Lazy tu macam memang pemalas, duduk rumah tidur. Memang nampak pergerakan dia malas. Macam saya lah, anak saya kan. Yang suruh jerit mak dia cakap, okay, please lah tolong ni sombat, malas, kita nampak. But when it's come to use of technology, and when you talk about laziness of thinking, okay, like this. Wherever we put a prompt, we actually type a prompt in our ChatGPT, we have to think, apa saya nak masukkan? What are the point that I want to include? So I will say, hi ChatGPT, good morning. So that's his introduction, right? Okay, hi, good morning, how are you? Then I'll say, oh, I'm good. Then I'll say, what am I doing? I have to do. Okay, I need you to find an information related to this. You do a thinking, right? This is what I'm saying. Okay, you have to do what I'm going to actually ask you. Then, okay, all right. So you put a prompt there. I need to look for the ingredient of blah, 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 blah. I want to cook, for example. Then the ChatGPT will help you out. And so on. Then you read it. Okay, so first you do this. You must have this ingredient, a coconut milk. Then you have two sardine and so on, for example. Then I say, why should I have this sardine and so on? So I think it's not about laziness. Maybe you say it's like lazy, macam we don't use our mind. But for me, when we want to put a prompt in ChatGPT, we have to think first. Is this what I want? Because I want to make myself clearer. I want to ask for this. I'm not saying that, okay, hello, ChatGPT, I do not know what I being random today, for example. I being random today. Can you help me? Hey, hello, why you are being random? What do you really want? So I'm not saying that it's make us lazy. It's just that we don't see the, macam mana what is the word? What is the opposite word for lazy? Malas, tak malas. So because we don't see because it's in our head, Prof, I would say. It's in our head. People don't see that we are not lazy because it's very subjective, if I may say. So meaning that for me, when we are using ChatGPT, we are not being lazy. It's just that we want to make ourselves easier. That's the word, easy. We want to make things easy for us. So there is a way. There is already a way. And by having the ChatGPT, it will help us. So it's not about being lazy. It's just a tools that help us to ease the way of finding the information. That is what I'm thinking. I'm not being lazy, yet it just, there is a tools that make the thing that is me of looking for information. That's it. I don't think so. It's laziness. I think it's more on helping us, assisting us when it's come to ChatGPT, Prof. That is my opinion. How about the rest? How about you, Prof?
I mean, in articulating things, yeah. So we are definitely we have the tool to help us to articulate better. Yeah, I agree with you. But the previously we put our energy, yeah, to actually come up with articulating certain thing, yeah, with our brain. With now, it seems that we are having this tool to make it more convenient for our brain. So if we take the analogy of our physical fitness, yeah, what if instead of walking every day to the and walking every day, and then we take let's say the electric scooter, for example, to go to Surau instead of walking. So that will make our probably our otot or the muscles become weaker. Would that be applicable to our brain as well?
Yeah, Prof. I love the word energy, tau, Prof. I love the word energy. Okay, macam ni. Previously, when we are looking for, during our time, when we are looking for information, we have to walk to the library. We have to walk to the library. We have to walk to the library, go to the kakak counter, say kakak, then we come up with our card student, and then okay, I want to borrow book. Then we go to this encyclopedia section, we go to this section, E section, or F section. Then we will actually bring this textbook, about 7 books. It looks like, wow. Then people say, wow, you are not lazy, Muliati. You are so hardworking because you bring 7 books with you. Okay, that's his energy of walking, energy of having this book actually. Then we put that books on our table. Then we selak the book, we flip. Then we read, right? That is, I would say, is energy. But during that time, we are overusing our energy. And it's more like penat. Penat in terms of physical. But when we sit, we read, and it's okay. But now, with the help of this AI, there is no need for us to walk to that particular library or bring these 7 textbooks. Okay. But I would say, what makes us tired is when we read it, we use our eyes maybe, or we use our brain. It's more like brainstorming. We brainstorm, we look at it, we say, yeah, then we still do some. I believe that most of the students, including ourselves, we still, hold a pen or pencil and write up on our piece of paper. It's just that we don't see the physical movement of ourselves going to the library, because that's what I call ease. This is make us that easiness for us. Okay, that actually will that is us in looking for the information. But once we get the information, we still have to brainstorm. We read it, but that is where we should teach the student. Once we got the information from ChatGPT or whatever AI, we still have to read it. I think, okay, for example, Prof, the slide that I made just now, if you can see clearly, a lot of repetitions. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 4, 7. But if I'm really into it, I will say, oh, this slide is similar to the second slide lah. I cannot include this. I have to remove it. So I think that's what most people see. We don't use our energy in order to find the information, like going to the library and so on. But when the information is in front of us, that when we generated it from AI, we still actually have to brainstorm. We still have to do some critical thinking, like what we are doing when we are using or when we are reading textbook. Okay, we still have to highlight few things. Okay, when we are highlighting books, of course, because a library book, we cannot highlight. Or maybe if you are so there like myself, previously we just highlight the library book. Okay. But in ChatGPT, we still have to write, or maybe the information that we gain from the ChatGPT or any tools, we still have to highlight it using our cursor. We write it, we remove it, and maybe most of the students now, they are using iPad. They use iPad, they write on the iPad. So I think that is not lazy. It's just that the beginning of the searching for the information, they don't see that. Most of the, I would say the oldies, they don't see that. Hey, you are not going to the library. I did. I looked the information from ChatGPT. You cannot look from ChatGPT. You have to go to the library. Why should I go to the library? Because you see information that I will gain from the internet, for example. So the beginning of the searching, macam journey pula, the beginning of the journey, is not as hard as before. But whenever we gain the information, yes, we do the same thing. We have to brainstorm. We have to highlight things. We have to cross-check. That's it. So I think that is my answer, Prof. What say you?
Yeah, thank you. That's a great answer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Yeah, Prof, I'm just a small people, Prof. You had more experience than me. Okay, all right. Any question?
Any other questions? Yeah, okay. Maybe I have a question, Dr. Muliati. Yeah, I've been asking question to many educationists. I think you fall under education expert. I'm coming from engineering background, working as engineer, academic. I think Prof. Heidi probably would know about this. Engineering use mathematics a lot, right? We use mathematics to solve problems, right? So people might ask us why, if we want to enter the computing degree, we need AdMath, SPM AdMath. Engineering, there's not specific about AdMath, but if students are not doing well in AdMath, they are going to have problem, right, in engineering courses. But then people might ask again, oh, after finish graduate, we don't use AdMath, we don't use mathematics. Actually, I see it is a big problem. I'm not sure whether it's a education problem, whether it's mindset problem, right? For example, in our university in Malaysia, we have university that to help students to understand mathematics. I mean, like they call this electromagnetic equations, which is a very complex mathematics. They use simulation tools. So those we're talking about this those before AI thing, right? So engineering use a lot of tools, right? So to us, AI is nothing. We say that no problem, right? But universities in Malaysia use AI tools, use simulation tools to help students to understand these topics, this area. And actually, I found that quite scary. And our engineering panel, I kind of say, okay, right? So just for me, basically, when I talk to people in educational background, they say, okay, mathematics maybe for 10% people in Malaysia that are we inclined to mathematics. So that means 10% will become engineers, actually by that kind of definition. But I notice when students coming to universities, I put a slide, right? Sometimes I have a slide, sometimes I don't have a slide, the same thing, right? So if I have equation, I have to write down. Right, have to write down to show the step. This is just like a mathematics again at the school, right? So I can see the different students. Some students try to memorize from the slide. Some students we ask question, the steps, right? So most of the good students end up that those ask question how to do steps, right? So that means they have tendency of want to know the mathematics, right? So this is, overall, I see that Malaysia have to be very fair. Our mathematics competencies are very bad. compared to international. If we have students from Middle East, Iran, or Middle East, from Arab country, in their PowerPoint, in the slide, they will show the mathematics first, right? All the thing. Malaysian student, master PhD student, mathematics one line, jump straight away to the simulation tools, or what we call numerical tools, right? And then you have the result. So this is very scary when we do not have these. They are supposed to be very smart students when they enter engineering school. They have math in high school, right? But when they go to the university and come out master PhD or working, and somehow they did not practice as what we're supposed to practice mathematics. So is it, do you think, is it a problem at the school level? Is it a problem at the university level? And basically how we want to use this AI to help students to become well versed in mathematics? What will be I mean your opinion? I mean, how we want to at least see this thing?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Juna. Okay, talking about the mathematic issues, so we'll see. All right. I came from the pure science student when I was in school. I did good for my math. You know, that during that time it's SPM kan, SPM aggregate. I did quite well actually. But my preference is still on teaching and learning language. Okay. So I can see that this particular student, okay, the engineering student, I would say, okay, or not engineering, all the students who actually who have to take the calculation subject like mathematics, for example. We as a teacher, we have no choice. We still have to actually integrate the use of modern teaching by using AI and also traditional method where we have to be in front of them and write the equation or the solution or the problem on board by one, for example. And here, the use of AI is more on, I would say, to understand the, how would say, the concept. Maybe it's something like this. Dr. Juna, saya pun dah lupa sebenarnya subjek-subjek math yang lama kan waktu SPM dulu. Katakanlah macam ni, dia ada cakap 1 plus bla 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 macam tu kan. Maybe you say, alright, so here, okay, how to say this? Macam mana nak cakap? Let me make it simple for each and every one of us. Okay. Bagi saya satu quotation, senang lah macam ni dia kata, 2 times 2, 4. Kan? Macam mana nak cakap? Okay, so macam ni. There is there will be a time where the mathematics teachers, they do not know how to say it properly in order to solve the thing. He or she knows that 1 plus 1 is 2, or maybe 2 times 4 is 8. And the student say, ma'am, why is it 2 times 4 is 8? You know, so you will see like, then you will explain, okay, there are 2 cats in front of you, but 4 will be in the different group, something like that. So maybe the teacher is good in I would say in solving the problem, but the explanation of concept, sometimes we are lacking on that. Not because of we do not know how to say it in our students level. Kita tak faham, kita macam tak tahu. Jangan cakap, alah ni macam ni, for example. So by the assistance of ChatGPT or AI, I believe that it will help the student. It's something like this. Maybe I will say that in English, we have this, we call a passive-active sentence. When I say passive and active, you must use past participle. For example, swim, swam, swarm. The word swarm is the third one. So they say, why is it swarm? Then I will say, okay, now you Google. What is past participle? Then the student will Google. Then they will explain to you the concept. Past participle is the third verb in blah, blah, blah. It should be used in passive sentence. For example, Muliati kicks the ball is active sentence. So when it's come to passive sentence, you must put the subject in front, which is ball. The ball is kicked by Muliati. So is kick in Malay is ditendang. So I believe that sometimes the teacher, the language teacher, I would say, I'm not actually being proud of myself. No. It's something when it's come to language, it's easy for us to explain. But when it's come to those who are very, very otak kiri, like you guys, you have the difficulty of explaining the concept. But you are very good in calculation. Blah, 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 you tengok aja you go. But we are quite actually limited in explaining the concept. So by the use of ChatGPT is a text tau, it's a word. ChatGPT ni kerja dia ialah bercakap. Dia memberi perkataan. Dia bila equation ni dia tak pandai sangat, dia tak boleh 1 plus 1. It will actually help the student. Okay, so the first step is 1 plus 1, blah, blah, blah. The second step, so the ChatGPT, or I would say ChatGPT, it helps the student to understand the concept by explain it thoroughly. So it's not wrong, Dr. Juna. If you say, okay, I don't understand this, okay, maybe you don't understand, perhaps you can actually go and ask ChatGPT, blah, blah, blah. So this is what I believe. And then again, it will guide the student also. It will guide the student.
Okay, Ati, I got a question
Macam
for
mana
you.
tu? Macam mana kat yang tu?
Ati, I got a question for you.
Mm-mm.
Now you said 2 times 4 is 8, and the teacher is not able to explain. So they go to the ChatGPT and helps them to explain. All right. Isn't it the vicious cycle? At the end of the day, still the student will not understand.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay, it's something like this tau, sir. Okay, in education, we call it, sometimes the teacher, okay, I'm not sure. Sometimes there are certain people who are born to be teachers.
Okay, I tell you, I give you an example, okay?
Okay.
1 plus 1 is 2,
Mm.
right? All right. I will say 1 plus 1 is 1, 0 in binary terms. All right. 1 plus 1 is 1 in Boolean algebra. So how do you explain that?
Okay, that's why I would say some teachers, I would say, some people, they are not meant to be teachers. Okay, especially those like, okay, macam ni. Okay, I have to be very frank to you.
Okay.
The engineering people, they are not born to be teachers. They don't have the connectivity, or they sometimes they don't teach from the heart because they are from the industry. They are born to be, they are facts and figure people. For them, blah, 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 blah. And so when it's come to explanation, they are they are quite lacking, but they don't know how to express their feeling towards it. So when it's come to teaching, when the student asks, for example, Dr. Juna and the rest of, okay, maybe Prof also, and the rest of you, sometimes, kadang kita dah terbuat muka, cakap, alah, ni pun you tak tahu ke? It's easy lah. 1 plus 1, blah, 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 for example, like that. So, because of that, the student tends not to ask us questions. So that's why they prefer to look for others' assistance.
The reason being they don't understand, so they don't ask questions?
No, sometimes it's not they don't understand. Sometimes the teachers act, we don't, sometimes we are unaware of our own reflection or our face sometimes. I mean, sometimes we frown. Sometimes the student, alamak, dia dah marah lah. Jadi it's not afraid. They sometimes they don't, this is the best word. they think that we are not welcoming them. We are not welcoming them well in our classroom. Because some people, again, they are not born to be teachers.
So
They are
whose
born
fault?
to be... Fault actually is not about fault. It's
Then?
about how we, as a teacher, we should acknowledge ourselves or being truth to ourselves to our student. For example, you may have to declare yourself. You have to declare yourself. Guys, everyone, hi. I'm Dr. Muliati. I'm used to work in industry. I've never been a teacher before. I work in with robot. I develop software. So I I seldomly see people in my working place, for example. But now I'm a teacher. I'm a lecturer in this particular university. I may look awkward. Maybe if you ask me question, I can't actually, satisfy you, or because maybe I can't answer you well, but I will help you with all the step and what's not. But if you don't understand what you can do, you can actually ask your friends. That's why we have peer teaching. We have student-centered learning. Okay, so, and then here, the best part is you can actually ask the chat GPT how actually, so, but I will help you. So here, I think this is what happened when we brought someone from the industry. They don't have this pedagogical content knowledge. They are not being trained yet, actually. Because you just imagine working in the industry for 20 years and all of a sudden you go to university to teach a student. So it's not anyone's fault. It's about being moved to the other place that need us to retrain ourselves. Okay, for example, that's why we have this upskilling and reskilling. So for those actually who have the difficulty in explaining things, for example, what we can do, the university, they can actually repolish the lecturers by, by giving them a simple, I would say, training about what is said induction. We cannot simply go to classroom and, okay, all right, now, turn to page 4. Hello, cannot. We must say, hi, how are you? I thought, so have you taken your breakfast? No, ma'am. Alamak, tak breakfast lagi. Rupanya budak aku kelas pukul 8 ni. Memang lapar macam tu. Then that is how I think. So I think that is more on for the pedagogical content lah. But I think when it's come to learning, the one that been asked by Dr. Arjuna, I think the use of AI is, especially when it's come to mathematical equation, is more on helping the student understand the concept, the suggestion of modeling, maybe those yang use MATLAB, I'm not sure, and find the other learning resources. But believe me, at the end of the day, wherever the teacher must be there, the student will still... This is actually the best secret that I want to share with all of you. The student know that we are struggle in class. The student know that Muliati, Arjuna, Sugu, Mr. Sugu, Suhaidi are preparing things. And they can see that Muliati is really try to help us. But don't worry. Then they really appreciate us as a teacher. They really appreciate, but they don't know how to say it. Okay, they do not know how to say it. Maybe they just like looking at you, alamak, dia tahu tapi macam mana tak sampai lah cikgu or something like that. But I want to share the secret. Most of our students now, they really love us. They know the hard work of us. They know that we are trying. Even we say, okay, I'm so sorry, guys. I cannot help you with this. Can you ask someone else? Maybe we can actually together look at from the chat GPT. Okay, now, ma'am. So that is the use. So that is what I can say then. Okay. Is it okay with that? Is it satisfied your soul, Dr. Arjuna?
Yeah. Should be okay. Should be actually, understood. Yeah. very challenging because
Yes.
mathematics is very fundamental.
Itulah.
We have independence for many years, right? So this is struggling with the basic.
Kan?
And other country have picked up, getting better, right? So and we're not sure what's the problem actually. And the problem solving, right? So we need to understand the problem and later we can solve it now. The moment we see this scenario, but I believe AI is one a good tool to help lecturer, right? At least figure out how to teach mathematics, right? I mean, engineering level at engineering students. So AI can help lah. I mean, ChatGPT can plan it out like how the best way to explain certain things that. So I think I believe AI can help a little bit in improving the way that we explain to students subject like mathematics. But we need to guide students.
Betul. That's the word, guide. We still have to guide. Okay, don't worry, Dr. Juna and everyone. I think everyone is now struggling. Not even mathematics, English language, semua subjektivitas ke, they are struggling. I think because we are dealing with a different generation lah, because they are not in the same wavelength as us. They are more like they are totally different. Certain of us, we are baby boomers. Certain of us, we are digital immigrant. These students sekarang ni, they are totally a Gen Y, Gen Z, millennial. So even myself, even I'm not yet 50, but I think I'm not in the same wavelength as my student. I have to be truth to all of you. Sometimes it's quite hard, to be in their to be in their safe wavelength as theirs. Should I talk about K-pop to them? Should I talk about this with them? So I think it's timely for the new generation lah. I mean, the new generation, the new lecturers in university. Korang ambil lah budak-budak ni because it's your wavelength already. Tu memang dah diorang punya. So please. So at the end of the day, yang dah tua-tua ni, macam saya ni juga, bila time pension, kita pension lah. Alright, I would say that it's quite challenging, exactly, Dr. Juna and the rest. Alright, okay. Lain pula cerita. Alright.
Okay, is there any other questions to Dr. Muliati? Okay, Mrs. Sugu, anything?
No, nothing.
Okay.
So I think with that, again, I think I would like to thank Associate Prof. Dr. Muliati for giving us very good webinar today. I always learn a lot from people from the field, right? And so thank you for all the attendees. I believe I put some forms in the chat, so just for us to collect all the data and improve the webinar. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Muliati again.
Thank you,
so
Muliati.
much.
Thank you all. Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a
Thank you,
very
thank
good
you.
day
Good.
ahead of you.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you all.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah,
Juna.
thank you, Prof.
Thank you, the
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
of you. Assalamualaikum.